Welcome to the deep dive. In education, it often feels like you could really use an extra pair of hands.
Or maybe a whole extra person.
Exactly. So today we're looking into that, but not a physical person, a digital one.
Artificial intelligence.
Yes, AI. We're exploring how it could step up and maybe be your ideal teammate
Making work more effective, maybe lightening that load a bit.
and maybe even making you happier. Imagine that support that's always on and, well, doesn't need a coffee break.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
And for this deep dive, we've been digging into the 2025 Work Trend Index.
That big annual report, right?
Yeah, it's got some fascinating insights on how AI is changing work everywhere. But we also looked at more ground-level stuff.
Like TikTok comments, real people sharing experiences.
Exactly. We want to connect those big trends to what a teacher actually goes through day to day.
See if AI can really be that, supportive teammate we're talking about.
Yeah, because teaching is demanding, no question.
It really is. And that work trend index, it found that a huge number, like 80% of the global workforce feels short on time and energy.
80%. That's massive.
And you think about a teacher's role, lessons, grading, parents, admin, just everything.
Oh, yeah. That 80% stat must hit home.
Right.
Hard.
So AI could be a really interesting way to maybe redistribute some of that pressure.
Precisely. So let's start there. Think about AI as a supportive assistant.
Okay.
The index mentions something pretty staggering. The average employee gets interrupted 275 times a day.
Wow. 275.
Yeah. Imagine trying to use your planning period with that going on. Student questions, emails, unexpected things.
It just shatters your focus, makes it so fragmented.
Exactly. So how could AI help smooth that out?
Well, you think about those tasks that just eat up time but maybe aren't the core of teaching. We saw those TikTok comments where people were calling AI their bestie or a therapist, even saying it changed my life.
Strong words.
Very strong. Now, okay, they weren't all teachers, but it gives you a sense of that reliable, always-on support AI can offer.
Right. Could that same feeling apply professionally for teachers?
I think it could.
And what's really revealing is why people in the Work Trend Index said they used AI instead of asking a colleague sometimes.
Okay, why?
The number one reason, it's 204/7 availability.
Ah, okay. That makes sense.
Think about it. You're a teacher, it's late, you're stuck on a lesson plan.
Yeah, happens all the time.
Having AI tool right there to bounce ideas off or structure something, that could be a lifesaver.
Totally. No waiting until morning, no feeling bad about bothering someone.
And it's not just being available. The report also stressed speed and quality.
So it's fast and good.
At certain things, yeah,
Mm.
like maybe outlining lesson concepts, finding resources, generating some basic practice questions.
Stuff that takes time in the initial stages.
Right. AI can do that quickly,
Mm.
efficiently. It could give teachers back real time and, mental energy.
Okay, so definitely supportive. But let's push further. How does it make teachers actually more effective? Reduce the workload?
Okay, yeah, second key point. Enhancing effectiveness, cutting down the workload. The Work Trend Index had this great example.
Oh, yeah.
Beer crop science R&D. Researchers there used an AI agent and saved up to 6 hours a week.
6 hours a week.
That's what they reported. Now, imagine translating that to teaching.
6 hours back from admin or maybe initial curriculum mapping.
Exactly. Time you could then use for more one-on-one with students or designing those really creative, engaging lessons.
6 hours a week is almost a full day back each month. That's significant.
It really is. And the report also said nearly half of leaders, 46%, say their companies are already using AI agents to fully automate workflows.
Okay, so automation. Where could that fit in education?
Well, think about grading multiple choice tests or quizzes.
Oh, definitely.
Time sync.
Or maybe drafting initial progress reports based on data, organizing student information. Yeah, tasks that are necessary but maybe don't require that unique teacher insight, at least not initially.
Right. These are areas where AI automation could genuinely lighten the load.
It fits with that idea of digital colleagues the report mentioned, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's part of their journey to the frontier firm concept. Phase 2.
So not a replacement, but like an assistant you direct.
Precisely. An AI tool that takes on specific tasks under your guidance. Maybe it's integrated into your LMS, categorizing assignments, or giving basic feedback.
Freeing you, the teacher, up for the deeper stuff, the nuanced feedback, guiding complex projects, fostering understanding.
That's the goal. Augmenting what you do best.
And it seems like this collaboration actually works better. There was that Harvard study mentioned.
Ah, yes, the Harvard study. It found teams that collaborated with AI actually outperformed teams without it.
So it's not just individuals, but the team dynamic, including AI, gets better results.
It suggests that, yeah, teachers integrating AI could potentially see better educational outcomes. And remember that TikTok user using AI to outline their novel.
Yeah, the creative partner idea.
Right. Think about that for teaching. Brainstorming fresh activities, differentiating instruction, structuring a whole new unit.
Having an intelligent partner to kick ideas around with 24/7.
Exactly. A thought partner.
Okay, so AI supports, AI boosts effectiveness, but the title of this deep dive promises it makes you happier. How does that work?
Right. The happiness factor. That's our third key takeaway. Fostering well-being, reducing stress.
How so?
Let's go back to those TikTok comments again. People calling AI a therapist, saying it brought positive change.
Okay, but it's not actually therapy.
No, absolutely not. It's
Yeah.
not a replacement for human connection or professional help, but it touches on something emotional.
Like what?
Like maybe having a consistently available non-judgmental resource can make you feel less alone, less overwhelmed with tasks.
I can see that. The feeling of just drowning in tasks is so common for teachers.
Right. So if AI, as we discussed, genuinely takes some workload off your plate,
Then it naturally follows. You might feel less stressed, maybe more satisfied with your job.
it seems logical. Less time on the administrative grind means more energy for the parts of teaching you actually love.
Those moments with students, seeing the light bulb go on, the rewarding stuff.
That's it. And the Work Trend Index had a related finding. These frontier firms, the ones really integrating AI.
Yeah. What about them?
71% of workers there said their company is thriving. Compare that to only 37% globally.
Wow, big difference.
It is. Now, it's not education specific, but it suggests a link between embracing AI and a more positive work environment overall.
So maybe schools that effectively bring in AI tools could see a similar boost in morale or positive feeling.
It's a possibility worth considering.
And what about the fear factor? Teachers worrying AI will take their jobs.
That came up too. The report found workers at those frontier firms are actually more optimistic about the future and less likely to fear AI replacing them.
So framing it as a tool, a partner, not a replacement, seems really important.
Crucial. It's about enhancing your capabilities, not making you obsolete.
Okay.
And one last point from the index on this. People said they use AI mainly for its unique strengths.
Like the 247 thing, the speed.
Exactly. Availability, speed, generating new ideas. They weren't using it primarily to, like, avoid talking to colleagues.
So it complements human interaction, doesn't just replace it.
That's the key takeaway. It can add support without subtracting from those vital human connections with students and other staff, potentially reducing stress in the process.
So putting it all together, it does start to sound like AI could be, well, a pretty ideal teammate for teachers,
It has that potential,
offering support around the clock, tackling tedious tasks,
enhancing effectiveness with planning tools, feedback assistance,
reducing that overall workload through smart automation.
and potentially leading to a less stressful, maybe even happier teaching experience.
And like we said in the title, essentially working for free once you have the tools.
That's a fair summary. It can handle a lot of the logistical, repetitive stuff.
Freeing teachers up for what really matters, the human stuff.
The inspiration, the guidance, the connection, things AI can't replicate.
It really makes you pause and think about how teaching is changing, doesn't it?
Definitely. The role is evolving.
In a world with these powerful AI tools, maybe the focus shifts to leveraging them smartly, using them to handle the pressures, navigate the demands.
And maybe, just maybe, rediscover some of that joy that got you into teaching in the first place.
It's definitely something to think about. For any teachers listening, maybe take a moment later. Look at your daily workflow. Where could an AI teammate lend a hand? Where could it become a truly supportive partner for you?